Hello and welcome to Breakfast Headlines on News Central Television with me, Blessings Musugu. Let's start in West Africa, where the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in the country on Sunday announced the 2023 presidential election results for Ekiti State. INEC resident Electoral Commissioner for Ekiti, Ayobami Salami, reeled out the results at the 2023 Presidential Election Collation Center at the International Conference Center in Abuja, Nigeria's capital. Now, he said Bola Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress, the APC, polled 210,494 votes, followed by Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, who scored 89,554 votes. Peter Obi of the Labour Party polled 11,397 votes, while Rabiu Kwankwaso of the New Nigeria People's Party, the NNPP, polled 264 votes. INEC National Chairman Mahmood Yakubu said the Commission expects the results of the other 35 states and the Federal Capital Territory and moved the national collation to 11 a.m. on Monday morning, which is today.
Many more states concluding tonight and coming to Abuja. We'll make a special arrangement to bring them over quickly where there are no commercial flights to bring them and where they are separated by a considerable distance from Abuja. So on this note, and as I said in the afternoon, there will be interludes. We hereby adjourn and reconvene at 11 in the morning tomorrow.
Meanwhile, presidential candidate of Nigeria's main opposition party, Atiku Abubakar, has asked the national chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, to instruct the collation officers for Saturday's election to upload the results from the polling units to the INEC server immediately. In a press release, Atiku stressed that this has become necessary to checkmate some governors who are trying to compromise the results at the local government collation level. He warned that it will be a disservice to Nigerians and a negation to democracy for anyone to subvert the will of the people as freely expressed in their votes. Still on election matters, a human rights group in Nigeria, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has asked United States President Joe Biden to impose visa bans on sponsors and perpetrators of violence during the 2023 general elections. In a letter signed by the Deputy Director of SERAP, Kolawole Oluwadari, the group urged the U.S. President to revoke the visas of anyone suspected to be responsible for intimidation, harassment, and violation of voters during the elections. The letter dated February 25 also urged the U.S. to freeze the assets and properties of perpetrators of electoral violence. Away from election matters now, following a major fire outbreak which has largely razed down the Maiduguri Monday market, Borno in northern Nigeria, the state governor, Professor Babangana Umara Zulum, has, in a quick statewide broadcast, announced an emergency relief of 1 billion naira to provide urgent support to victims, pending assessment of the incident. The governor's spokesman, Issa Gusau, in a statement said Zulum made a broadcast soon after he had visited the scene of the incident and had mobilized armed forces to secure the area to prevent breakdown of law and order. The fire started in the early hours of the day and quickly spread to other parts of the market, destroying properties worth hundreds of millions of naira. And in East Africa, 3 people died and 8 others were injured when a helicopter operated by the African Union Peacekeeping Mission in Somalia crashed in the country's Lower Shabelle region. In a statement, the African Union Transition Mission in Somalia, ATMIS, said the helicopter carrying 11 passengers, including soldiers from Somalia military, was participating in training drills of casualty evacuation when the crash occurred. The group did not give any details on casualties, including their nationality, but said investigations had begun to determine the cause of the crash. And our U.S. First Lady Jill Biden on Sunday visited drought-affected communities in Kenya and appealed for wealthy nations to give more as the Horn of Africa suffers its driest conditions in decades. Biden concluded her 2-nation tour of Africa by calling for a greater spotlight on the record-breaking drought, which threatens 22 million people in Kenya, Somalia, and Ethiopia with starvation. United States has funded the lion's share of the aid budget for the disaster, which has killed millions of livestock and destroyed crops. Meanwhile, Kenya's opposition Wiper leader, Kalonzo Musyoka, has affirmed that all protests by the opposition outfit to denounce government excesses and non-delivery of campaign promises will not involve active lawlessness. The Azimio Brigade, led by Raila Odinga on Wednesday last week, issued a 14-day ultimatum to government to lower the cost of living and open the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, the IEBC service, or face mass action. While addressing their supporters during Azimio prayer rally at Javenji Gardens, Raila insisted that they will not relent in their push for electoral justice and respect to the rule of law. Well, that's all on the news at this hour. Let's bring back Olive Emodi and Osalgi Ogbonwa for the rest of Breakfast Central.